19 minutes before 9 o'clock, and Chef Margo Ackman is here with us from Sur la Table.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for being here. And we've got the sizzling. Can you hear that sizzle?
Very few sounds better than sizzling.
There is nothing better than a sizzling salmon that we've got going here, because you've got something, this is sort of, has an Irish feel to it.
So we're doing sort of a twist on Irish dinner. This recipe is from our upcoming Irish cooking class. It'll be on St. Patrick's Day. Everybody always does corned beef and cabbage, which is fine, but year after year, you want a little something different. So we're going a little untraditional here. We're going to do a Guinness glazed salmon.
Guinness, and when you say Guinness, you mean Guinness as in?
Beer.
Guinness beer.
Beer, lots and lots of beer.
Type of beer.
Exactly.
It's a very hearty beer, let's put it that way, yes.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, for sure.
No, that's a good point, yes.
So we've made our glaze ahead of time, but it's very, very simple.
Okay.
All it is some Guinness.
Some Guinness right here.
Yeah. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
For a little sweetness. A few chopped up shallots, which have kind of a combination onion garlic flavor. Some Dijon mustard, and then salt and pepper. All I did was bring that to a boil and let it cook for a few minutes to get all those flavors together.
All right, but how much of this do you put? Like how much of the Guinness do you
About
use?
a cup, and then everything else is just a couple tablespoons. So when it cooks, it looks something like that.
Okay.
Kind of a dark, thick,
take a look at that,
yeah.
And it's got something.
It's a fine line between spilling and looking.
Yes, I want to make sure that everybody can see that so that they sort of know what it is. Now, you're cooking up salmon here.
Yes.
And to me, cooking fish is always a challenge. Because when is it done? You don't want it to be undercooked, but you don't want it to be overcooked.
Exactly. So for salmon, we're aiming for right around medium well. You don't want that super overcooked dry salmon. Yeah. For pieces this size, by the time they're brown and crispy on both sides, they'll be plenty done in the middle. So we're really just looking for brown and crispy.
And what are you cooking them in? What type of oil is that?
So we've got a non-stick pan, which makes life so much easier,
yes,
trying to pry fish out, and then just some vegetable oil, plain old vegetable oil.
All right, very good.
This fish has very little on it because we're about to put tons of flavorful glaze on there. So we're not worried about having flavor on our actual fish.
You don't need to marinate that fish beforehand, do you?
So all we're going to do is we're just going to flip these little guys over.
Oh, it smells
How pretty
so
is that?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Beautiful little crust.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to flip those over, and then we're going to take that glaze.
Oh, you put the glaze on while it's in the pan. All right.
Exactly. And we're just going to brush that glaze all over the top.
Now, that's not going to burn, is it?
Nope. That little bit of brown sugar will, maple syrup will caramelize a little bit, but it's not going to burn. It's going to give it lots of flavor. And you do this right at the last minute. So this is the last thing you do.
Be careful. Christine Nelson is eyeing that very carefully. She's a little too close for comfort right now, just off camera.
She's inching her way over.
Yes, I can see that. All right.
All right, so all we have to do, this is now finished.
All right, and you just do that on one side. You don't turn it over. And
exactly. That glaze will have seeped down all in between those pieces of fish.
Oh, wow.
Then last thing, you got to have the green for the luck of the Irish. So just a little bit of fresh parsley. You know, this is more for garnish than it is for anything else.
No, it's not imparting a lot of flavor on here, but you just put that out there.
That's oh my gosh. It's that simple.
Well, I certainly hope we'll be able to get this recipe on WBTV.com because this is a great twist, and this would be good anytime, but for St. Patty's Day.
Oh yeah, you could serve this with, you know, the traditional mashed potatoes and cabbage and all those things. Keep a little bit of that going, but without doing, you know, the corned beef and cabbage that everyone's done year after year. We have an entire Irish menu that we're doing on St. Patrick's Day, so if you're interested in the cooking classes, that's a perfect way to come out and, you know, get a little twist on Irish food.
Only at Sur la Table, Chef Margo Ackman. We appreciate it, Margo. Thank you
guys for having me back.
All right, let's talk a little weather right now, and we'll